Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing?
Great, Chaitanya.
Okay, sorry for my voice. I have got some cold right now. So, very warm welcome to another speech marathon of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Before we begin, I want to highlight few very important key points. Toastmaster International allows us to present our views on all kinds of topics, but we at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on topics of sex, religion, and politics. We urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit, hence ensure there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones which create hostility and discomfort for members and guests. Let me now call upon the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal. He is working as a full stack developer and is a tech trainer, history and movie buff. He loves storytelling and listening to music. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Give a big round of applause to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaitanya, for giving us a great start. Thank you for such a warm welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very good evening to all of you. It's my pleasure to be presiding over this joint meeting of Gabbys Online and Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I call upon this meeting to order. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of all guests to our meeting and would love to ask their introductions here. So I see Toastmaster, I see Feroz Fazal, one of our guests. So would you like to introduce yourself? How did you get to know about Gabbys? And
yes, good evening. This is Feroz Fazal, Toastmaster from Prayagraj Toastmasters Club. I know of Gabbys. I keep getting your messages and all the meetings, although I'm not able to join all the time. But it seems to be a very interesting club and a lot of variety. So I just want to attend as and when. Today I'll be attending, but I'll be joining in again a little bit later when the speeches start, maybe after 7:20. Yeah, I've been a Toastmaster for about 15 years in Saudi Arabia from 1999 to 2015, after which I retired and returned back to India. And I belong to Allahabad. So there was no Toastmasters Club here last year. So I decided to start this Toastmasters Club. I'm the founding member of Toastmasters, Prayagraj Toastmasters Club, and the charter member for this club. We've completed more than 1 year now. And we already started another new club in Naini at the United Engineering College. And we are in the process of starting a new club in Banaras. So that's what we are doing. And from our club, the president last year was Shobit Singhal, and he became the area director, and now he's the district director for Division F, Toastmaster Shobit Singhal. So he's doing a great job, and we are active Toastmasters Club. We normally meet offline because we think that meeting offline develops better camaraderie amongst the members. And so we try to avoid online as far as possible, because then if a club is new, people are online members, then they tend to be lazy and they don't come. And therefore, the spirit of the club does not get established better. So to begin with, we are doing that. Off and on, we do have online Toastmasters Club as well. So it's always a pleasure to join your club meeting as and when I'm available, and wish you all the best for today's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Feroz. Thank you so much for that introduction and letting us know about your Toastmasters journey, and as well as starting a new club. That's really great. So you are adding a value to more of people, and adding my value to more of the speakers who are aspiring to be speakers. Thank you. So now, dear guests and visiting Toastmasters, we appreciate you joining us. Due to paucity of time, we won't have an opportunity to have each one of you introduce yourself, but we would love to know you. I would urge you to use the chat function to share a brief intro of yours. We will ask you to share your feedback at the end of the meeting. Also, please join the Gabbys guest WhatsApp group by scanning the QR code on our Zoom background, and the chat link also will be shared. The guest WhatsApp group chat link also will be shared onto the chat shortly. So for the benefit of guests, I would want to reiterate that the Toastmasters is a home to people who wish to face their fear of public speaking. Not only that, if you wish to love if you love to connect and network with others, if you wish to hone your leadership skills, Toastmasters is the place for you. It's a safe place to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are proud to carry forward this 100-year-old legacy, which is spanned over 100 plus countries. And for the benefit of guests, I would like to explain the structure of this joint meeting. So today we are having a speech marathon. So in a regular Toastmaster meeting, we have 3 sections. That is prepared speech section. Second one is table topic session. And the third is evaluation section. But today, as we have a speech marathon, we only have 2 sections. So the first section is prepared speech section, followed by there will be a panel discussion. And second is the evaluation section. So to help me in today's meeting, I have a timer. And timer for today is Toastmaster Sandeep B. He recently retired from his corporate career after working for last 27 years. His last job was that of senior engineering manager at Amazon. One more thing, what I know about Sandeep is that he loves exploring places and nature. Over to you, Toastmaster Sandeep, and please explain us the role of timer.
Thank you, Mr. TMOD, General Evaluator. And as a timer, my role will be to keep track of the times. We have prepared speeches today. We also have a panel discussion and I'll also be timing the evaluation sessions. For prepared speeches, I will show the green card at 5 minutes. Let me just show it along 1 sec. I'm sorry, my Zoom screen is frozen. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm unable to show the cards right now, but I will, my background will reflect the status we are in, and the green background, the green card indicates 4 minutes, the yellow 5 minutes, and at the 6th minute, I will show the red card. For evaluations, it will be 2 to 3 minutes, which means green card at 2nd minute, at 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow card, and 3 minutes the red card. For the panel discussion, it's a 20 to 40 minutes duration. So I will show green card at 20, yellow at 30, and red at 40. And I'm really apologize for the snag, but hopefully I'll fix the problem. And before the speech starts, I will fix this.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So I'll also be a backup timer. So in case if you are not able to show the cards. So now it's time to move for the first section, that is the prepared speech section. So let me call upon the speaker 1. So she says she's a chirpy, happy-go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She has been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and loves exploring new cultures. Currently, she is working as a senior technical writer for an MNC. So let me spotlight our next speaker. Okay, so Zoom Master, can you spotlight Toastmaster Upasana, who is our first speaker? So Toastmaster Upasana is attempting her project 4 from level 1 of team collaboration path. So the project title is Evaluation and Feedback, and it is the first speech. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, you will be evaluating your designated speaker, Toastmaster Upasana. So distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, could you please acknowledge your presence in the meeting?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster Upasana, childhood races, Toastmaster Upasana. Over to you.
Before starting, can you please pin the timer?
Yeah, sure, I'll do.
Thank you. How many of you have participated in any school race, whether it's 100-meter relay race? Anybody? Like, you can raise your hands. I'm sure many of you have done that. How many of you have fallen or scraped your knees or your elbows? I have. My knees are scraped like anything. I'm sure many of you have fallen and scraped their knees. But the fun is, even though we would scrape our knees, we would get up, we would wipe our tears, and we would still complete our race. And we would even get a glucose or Parle-G. That's the childhood race. But as we come into adulthood, it is more complex. It's our career goals, it's our society pressure, it's our personal goals. And as we grow, the echo of these races lingers. It shapes our life and our perspective and it defines our journey. The philosophy of childhood race is rooted in the idea that the journey itself is a reward. I still remember I would race with our colony boys and I would enjoy it. What is the destination? What is the finish line? Nobody knew. But we would have fun. Our life races were not complex, unlike adulthood, where we are into deadlines, we are into company goals. And I still remember I have a friend of mine who went ahead to Berkeley Music in UK. She pursued her master's in music. And I am in awe of her because she did not opt the rat race. She just went ahead with the race which she wanted to, because she was not afraid to lose or win. She just wanted to enjoy the journey. Childhood race often echoes the simplicity of the authenticity. In those carefree moments, we were without any pretense. I still remember, even though I would race with, I had a cycle, and that to Ladybird. I would race with uncles riding in bike. Of course, they would come home and complain about me, but I did not bother because I enjoyed the thrill of that race. I enjoyed whether I win or lose. I would just have that fun. It was just embracing the purity of being ourselves. Even in school, when we had relay races, we would abuse each other if we did not win. But the next moment, we would be friends again. And if we would win, we would show off a medal. But that was just for one day. Next day, we are all equal. But in adulthood, we are in the race of hike. We would pretend like, oh, we are happy for you, even though I got 12 and you got 15% hike. In today's world, in this adulthood journey, hardly we are ourselves. We are hardly authentic to our own feelings, to our own emotions. And no matter in our childhood races, whatever happened, even when we had our exams, that for 1 marks, we would go to our teacher and eat her head, that please give 1 marks. And now, when we do not get even 1% of hike, which my friend got, like his, we would either leave the company or just abuse our manager in our mind and go on. That's life. And I see how it has transformed me. First, I was very carefree, and I'm sure everybody in their childhood is very carefree. And now, due to the complexity of adulthood, we are bound with our society pressure. We are bound with our career expectations, our personal goal expectations. We have to reach. I don't know where the deadline or finish line is, but we have to reach somewhere. And in the midst, we forget to enjoy the journey of our life. I don't remember anybody saying it, that they enjoy working or they enjoy certain things in their personal life also. because we are so engrossed to finish the line that we forget that we had to enjoy. And up until when we reach the finish line, we look back and say, oh, I should have enjoyed my journey, but I just forgot to enjoy. But childhood races are more of it to that. Childhood races are more than fleeting moment of play. They are a philosophy of life. They teach us resilience. No matter what happens, get up, wipe your tears, shed off your dust off your disappointment, and continue the race. Same I have applied in my adulthood. No matter what goes wrong, get up, brace yourself up, again sit on your bike or your bicycle and continue, because that's what life is all about. And as we navigate the intricate races of adulthood, let's carry the spirit of those childhood sprints, a timeless philosophy of life that transcends the finish line. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Upasana, for that amazing speech. And we do agree that childhood races are really memorable and we cherish them. Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Upasana. Now, let me call upon our next speaker. So he is an electrical engineer by profession, working at the Morogala hydropower project, Sri Lanka. In his free time, he enjoys playing badminton and tending to his garden. He has a deep passion for engaging in welfare and charity activities. So Toastmaster, he is none other than Toastmaster Gihan. So Toastmaster Gihan is attempting his project 2 from level 3 of presentation mastery path. So the project title is using presentation software. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides to support or enhance a speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate his or her understanding on how to use presentation software, including the creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. Timer, please note the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta, you will be evaluating your designated speaker, Toastmaster Gihan. So Toastmaster Sourav, could you please acknowledge your presence in the meeting?
Yes, I'm there. Can you remove the spotlight from Upasana and put it on Gihan? Thank you.
Toastmaster Gihan, let's make them be treated. Let's make them be treated. Toastmaster Gihan, over to you. You are not audible, Toastmaster Gihan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Karthik. Let me share my screen. I hope all can see my screen. Good evening, all Toastmasters and guests. Let's make them be treated. There are a lot of die-hard pet lovers within us. They are treating them with food, medicine, shelter, everything. Then what about stray animals? Are there such that die-hard lovers? Very few. This is to experience in my journey. Every day while I am introducing, I have been introducing. Everyone says die-hard, passionate about welfare, like that. So this is some examples for such welfare activity. This dog is staying in our campsite area, in our project. This is one of stray dog. One day, this dog had injury because of some accident under his leg. There was about 1 inch hole. Then I coordinated to treat that dog. I arranged one team. I asked them to take this dog to one pet animal private hospital. Then there we had some surgery for this dog. Then we took back to our campsite and it was recovered well. Then this is one stray cattle in our project area. This cattle was suffering too much with old wound on his leg. It was very difficult to walk also. So it was very difficult to treat this cattle because this is stray cattle, not a pet. Then I arranged few workers to catch up this cattle. We had to stay about 1 hour. It was running everywhere through some jungles, through some tea estates. After that, we could catch up, but it was middle of the road. Then all the vehicles passing behind this cattle. Then I asked one private hospital, some doctor, to come join with us. Suddenly he came and he treated this leg. On the road, that doctor took some surgery work because we couldn't take this cattle to the hospital. This is another incident for the same cattle. After recovery from that previous wound, then again there was sharp cut on his back. That was with sharp knife cut. Then again I tried to take some government hospital, some veterinary doctors. Nobody supported. Then again I called the same hospital, that private hospital. Then that doctor and some supporter came and I could take some workers for the support for the surgery. This was heavy rainy day. Then you can see some umbrellas. Then after that, we have to arrange some tarpaulin to treat this cattle. After the surgery done, we had to take that cattle by a JCB loader. Then after taking, we had to keep this cattle without getting wet about 1 month by feeding, everything providing nearby. This is about another puppy. This puppy was at our project area near our office. His leg was broken with some accident or something. And he was laying near our office area. One driver just called me and just informed about this incident. Then again, I had to arrange some vehicle and one team. Again, I sent this to that another government hospital. Within our project team, everyone knows very well I am such kind of diehard person. So any incident, everyone trying to contact me. After surgery done, I kept that dog in one cage near our office. After that, one driver took this puppy to his home. This is another stray cow. There was a small calf. The issue was this cow can't produce milk. Then what we have to do is we have to treat this cow to produce milk. This calf trying to feed by his mother, but no milk coming out. Then I made some medicines to that cow. Then after that, everything was going well. This is another incident for the same dog. Again, one accident. Then I took my team to treat this dog. This is the bad situation for the same cattle. This cattle was dead by shooting incident. Then I didn't give up. What we have done so far, I ended up with good puja. I arranged some puja in nearby temple, and we prayed not to have such suffering life in coming lives. This is same incident, same the preparation we are normally doing with our relations. When there will be some death occasion, we arrange same preparations. After that, I treated that fellow cows and cattle. So my message to all Toastmasters and guests, let's treat our all stray animals because they all are helpless. Let's make them be treated. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gihan. Give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Gihan for coming up with such a nice message to treat all our stray dogs, stray animals equally as we treat our domestic animals. Give a big round of applause. So now let's now moving on to our next speaker. So our next speaker right now, okay, just let me add on. Okay, so our next speaker is Toastmaster Sanjana. She is a student of IIT Varanasi and is currently pursuing her BTech and as well as MTech in maths and computing. She loves riding her dad's Meteor, playing badminton, reading books on business, trekking and wakeboarding. She is keen to start her own brand that will bring a positive change in the society. I wish you all the best. Toastmaster Sanjana is attempting her Pathbreaker speech of Presentation Mastery Path. Project title is Reflect on Path. The purpose of this project is to reflect on the growth during the completion of entire path. Timer, please note, the speech length is 10 to 12 minutes. Distinguished Toastmaster Akshay Singh, you will be evaluating your designated speaker, Toastmaster Sanjana. Distinguished Toastmaster Akshay, could you please acknowledge your presence in the meeting?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Toastmaster Sanjana, the gnawing beast, Toastmaster Sanjana. Over to you.
It was in grade 8 when I had given my last speech in school. Class 9, state level badminton. Class 10, there were boards. Class 11, Corona. Class 12, JEE. And that inner speaker was gnawing at me inside. I wanted to be on stage to express myself and let the words flow. And it was finally in my second semester in college when I decided to let the beast out. I remember after my first meeting at the Gabbys, it struck me instantly without a second thought that this was my place. And I was hyper excited. So much that if you took all my excitement and put it in a can, it would fuzz out faster than Coca-Cola. And that's exactly how my icebreaker speech went. I remember my evaluator was Joane, and she said after my speech, "You have loads of energy, but you need to know how to control it." It sometimes gets overwhelming to hear so much content delivered in such a short span of time that it just might not sink in. One of the best evaluations I've ever had till date. But back then, my pace seemed fine to me. So I took the speech recording and sent it to my mom and dad for their review. And they said, "You are eating up half the words. You need to be clearer." Fine. I showed it to my roomie and she said, "Oops, it just felt like a pressure cooker burst." I was not expecting anything positive from her though. After listening to this, I was half demotivated. And any guesses who came to my rescue? Anyone? Any guesses? Anybody? It was none other than my mentor, Aparna. We sat together and she explained to me how a speech was a meticulous amalgamation of pace, pauses, and pitch. It opened my eyes. I never knew that there was so much behind a successful speech. She told me that the pace will come down slowly. And I did manage to slow down a little bit in my next few speeches through level 1, but I still kept getting the same evaluation. Pace and pauses, pace and pauses, pace and pauses. Ah! I was fed up. I need to do something serious. And so I decided to watch all the previous year's World Championship speeches and carefully make a note of the number of words that they used and the duration of their pauses. And you will be astounded to know what I discovered. The award-winning speech of Mohammad Katani was only 450 words compared to the 850-word-long speeches that I was making. The longest pause was 10 seconds compared to the 2-second long pauses that I was thinking were already too long. So I decided that my next speech would be on how to control your mind, because mine was going out of control. Me and Aparna sat together and carefully laid out a plan. She taught me the different types of pauses. She told me when to go fast and when to slow down. I made sure that my speech length didn't exceed 750 words. I practiced and practiced. And I even meditated for 10 minutes before my final delivery to make sure that energy balloon of mine didn't burst while delivering the speech. I delivered this speech with utmost patience. And then it was time for evaluation. Yes, this time the evaluation was on improving my body language and vocal variety. Yes, no more pace and pauses. I had polished one of the facets of the diamond and discovered another one. Level 2 was more about vocal variety and body language. As I attended the different meetings and I heard speakers speak, I noticed the variations in pitch, when to go high and when to go low. I noticed different techniques and began to implement them, like building momentum when you want to reveal something important, or maybe suddenly changing pace when you want to introduce a twist in the plot. One of my favorite speeches was Connect with Storytelling, because that was one where I could implement all the skills that I had learned. And then I jumped to level 3. In level 3, I learned to tell a picture with my body. You could express courage or sorrow. You could tell a story or visualize a story. You could add enigma by coming closer or show fear by going back. After level 3, I gained more confidence over my speaking. It felt like playing a guitar. It was my wish, the string I struck, the pace I played at, and the pitch that I chose. I began to enjoy my speeches. I began to experiment with different styles, beats, drums, and jazz. I enjoyed every moment on stage. This path was sprinkled with a couple of evaluation and feedback projects as well. And after doing them, I realized the beauty of an evaluation. You are giving a speech which is going to have a major impact on the speaker's path. How powerful. I remember in my first meeting, Toastmaster Chitrakshi was the TMOD. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, are you here by any chance? Toastmaster Chitrakshi? I haven't seen a more bubbly TMOD ever, and I'd always thought, will I I one day be able to become like that? Because I thought that the TMOD role was reserved for special people. But I was over the moon when I got the opportunity to become the TMOD with the topic color psychology. Apart from giving speeches, it has been extremely fun to become the table topics master as part of the active listening project. Also having gotten the privilege to have hosted the TT Mania. One of the electives, writing a blog, was the most unique project that I did. All in all, I now understand that a Toastmasters meeting is like a wholesome diet with the starters, main course, and the dessert. It is so well planned and it takes a lot of effort to execute it so seamlessly as we do it at the Gabbys. Every role teaches us something different. And one of the most important lessons that I have learned in my Toastmasters journey is to manage time. I remember I wasn't on the poll of the best TT speaker in my first meeting because I exceeded time. I wasn't in the poll of the best speaker in my second speech because I had exceeded time. I wasn't eligible for the evaluation club contest because I had exceeded time. Of course, I regret it, but I'm happy that I've learned it early on. This path has been action-packed, but not an easy one. Of course, life has its twists and turns. As the momentum is building, just as the momentum is building, I wanted to improve on my facial expressions and humor. But unfortunately, I got equipped with my research projects and assignments, and I couldn't devote much time to Toastmasters. A month. The inner speaker was gnawing at me inside. I wanted to be on stage to express myself and let the words flow. And today, finally, after a month, I have decided to let the beast out. It feels so soothing to be giving a speech again, and not just a speech, a special one. Because as I end the speech, it marks the end of my first path, persuasive influence. And no wonder the path has served its purpose. I am now a better communicator and leader, owing to the high-performance leadership projects carefully crafted in this path, developing my interpersonal skills like team management, managing online meetings, and handling different situations. With the end of this exhilarating journey, I announce the start of another, discovering a better me. Thanks to each and every one of you, from whom I've learned small little things that have come together to make who I am right now. With even higher spirit, I'm now ready to take on the next challenge. The gnawing beast will never settle. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana, for that amazing pathbreaker speech. I now request everybody to give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Sanjana because it was her pathbreaker speech of her first path. Give a big round of applause for achieving these heights in Toastmasters. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjana. Thank you. Okay, so now let's move on to the next speaker. I'll just add a spotlight. Yeah. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Bindhu Joseph. She has never been a fan of labels. Okay. She finds them limiting and occasionally judgmental. But what if you take back the power of hands? Yes, this was a question mark. I'll ask Toastmaster Bindhu to answer later. Toastmaster Bindhu is attempting her project 1 from her level 2 of strategic relationship path. Project title is Understanding Your Leadership Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership styles or discuss leadership styles in general. Timer, please note the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Chetana, you will be evaluating your designated speaker, Toastmaster Bindhu. Toastmaster Chetana, could you please acknowledge your presence in the meeting?
I'm there, Karthik.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Bindhu, I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader. Toastmaster Bindhu, over to you.
I am not a leader. Disclaimer. I have nothing against leaders. I have nothing against leadership styles, but I just don't like this project. I am going to be open about it. I have been known to avoid paths in which this particular project is compulsory. You must be wondering why. Let me tell you a weird thing about me. I'd rather be a kingmaker than a king. I'm the sort of person who loves to solve problems. For myself, I love to solve problems for you. The type of person who loves to analyze people and make that analysis work for them. The sort of person who loves to find the key to your personal mastery and rejoices when you succeed with that key. In other words, a better label for me is coach. Yes, not a leader. Well, I did take that particular AI-based questionnaire that this project had, and bingo, it was actually correct. AI was correct. It defined my primary leadership styles as coaching, initiative, intuitive. Hey, was that not how I just described myself a few minutes back? Well, I will tell you that this world needs coaches, needs kingmakers, in addition to leaders. You must be wondering, how does that information affect us? Let me give you more pragmatic examples that you might be able to relate to. A recent trial by, I think the Chartered Management Institute, UK, 4,500 workers and employees were evaluated. And believe it or not, 82% of the leaders had no formal leadership training. Does that really matter? Well, a further analysis or observations of that trial suggests that yes, it does. The attrition rate of workers was so high when they didn't believe in their leader. Only 20% of this entire population of workers actually believed these so-called untrained leaders. For the purpose of this trial, they were called accidental managers, were effective. 37% found them partly effective. What about the remaining 40%? Ineffective. But the alarming part was not that. 50% of this population, the 40% who thought that the leaders were ineffective, said that in 12 months' time, they were planning to leave the job. You must be wondering, what does it matter to me? After all, where does leadership come in my life? For those of you who don't know me, I'm a doctor. Leadership, coaching, doctor. Well, actually, I am a principal investigator in many research trials, both past and present. I am in charge of leading a team. I am in charge of delivering results. But the fact is, with this leadership role, what is the chance that I am going to develop a protocol that can cure cancer, any type of cancer, or even improve the quality of cancer treatment? 0.0001%. But what about my so-called coaching style or coaching opportunities? I am also a professor in a regional cancer center. So yes, I do have junior doctors working under me. And I do have the opportunity of laying those foundations of ethics in them. How do I do this? Well, probably by example, because I believe in having a more holistic approach towards the management of patients. I don't feel a patient and his cancer should be just fitted to an international guideline or a protocol and then treated. I believe that you should look into, can the patient afford your treatment? Are the medicines and the machinery accessible to the patient? But more importantly, is the patient willing to accept the implications, the limitations, the complications of that particular treatment and the life that it may or may not provide afterwards? In other words, I would like my junior doctors to learn the tools of perception, patience, and empathy. I would love to make my junior doctors the future kings, the sort of kings who could give the treatment, cancer treatment, to you with the best possible tools available in the kingdom. So, dear friends, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, I am not ashamed to say that I am not a leader. But is that my take home to you today? No, it's not. The fact is that we all have roles to play in life, and roles that can help others as well as give us a lot of personal satisfaction. You don't really need a label to define that. All you need is the love and confidence of you as you are, and the knowledge that you are capable in that particular role to help others. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bindhu, for that amazing message. You don't have to be a leader. You just have to work and serve people. Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Bindhu. So now it's time for break. So let's take a break and quickly come back exactly at, let's take a 5 minutes break. So let's quickly come back exactly at 8:02. See you back with at 8:02 p.m. Then we will have followed panel discussion. See you. Let's take a break. Thank you. So some mathematical calculation problem with me. So it's let's be back at 7:52, not 8:02. Thank you. Okay, so it's time up for the break. Now let's come back and have a panel discussion. So Toastmaster Sudharma, are you there?
Yes,
Are your panelists ready to rock the stage?
Yeah, they are ready.
Okay, fine. So now let's welcome our panel moderator for today's panel discussion, that is Toastmaster Sudharma Pereira. So Toastmaster Sudharma stays in Venugopal, Sri Lanka, and is a fellow chartered accountant. She has an MBA from the University of Sri Jayawardhanepura, Sri Lanka. She is interested in learning new things, getting to know new people, and traveling to new places. So Toastmaster Sudharma Pereira is attempting her project 2 from level 5 of leadership development path. And the project title is Moderator Panel Discussion. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply his or her skills as a public speaker and leader to facilitate a panel discussion. Timer, please note this, that panel discussion time is 20 to 40 minutes. Toastmaster Joane, you will be evaluating your panel moderator, that is Toastmaster Sudharma. Toastmaster Joane, could you please acknowledge your presence in the meeting?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Sudharma, work-life balance and Toastmasters, work-life balance and Toastmasters, Toastmaster Sudharma, over to you.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today, our panel discussion's topic is work-life balance and Toastmasters. Why did I select that topic? Yes, I selected because I am a new Toastmaster and I am by nature a workaholic. When I am doing work at my office, I am not doing anything with my personal life. Even I didn't answer my call. I didn't chat with my friends. But after becoming a Toastmaster, I have to see my chat box and plan my speeches and role takings. A lot of things are happening. Even in my office life, I have to do overtime work with the office work overload. Then I found it is a difficult task to manage all things. Even when I'm talking with my Toastmasters, when role taking matters are coming, they are also facing same kind of problems. They have to travel and all. They have to do a lot of things, and when they are doing the Toastmasters. Then I decided to discuss this matter with our distinguished Toastmasters with a lot of experience in Toastmaster journey. How to overcome this work-life balance with Toastmasters. For that, I have invited 3 Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh R, Distinguished Toastmaster Usha U, and Toastmaster Zahra M. Let me introduce our first panelist, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh R. He is a teacher, trainer, and coach in domain of construction. He has trained over 7,500 professionals, and also he is the president of Gabbys Toastmasters Club, and also he is a passionate Toastmaster. And our distinguished Toastmaster Usha U, she has 20 years experience in Toastmasters, as well as she is passionate on learning new things. And our third panelist is Toastmaster Zahra M. Toastmaster Zahra is an electric engineer and area director and past president of Sunday Live Speakers Forum, my home club, as well as she is a visiting lecturer at Ruhulu University. So, let me discuss our first questions in this panel discussion. It will go to 3 panelists, and after 20 minutes, we will have a Q&A session. My first question is, first I will give it to distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh R. Sir, can you share your personal experience with balancing work, personal life, and participation in Toastmasters? What benefits have you derived from this balance? Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Toastmasters. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Talking about work-life balance, I don't completely believe in work-life balance. No, I'll tell you why. Work-life balance, why do you need it? People say it is for better mental and physical support. Many say that it is needed as people feel stressed out, they are unbalanced, and sometimes very dissatisfied in their work or whatever they are doing, right? I ask you, staying at home gives you that balance and satisfaction? Really?
No.
Having seen the earth revolve around the sun for over 55 times, I have seen people who are unsatisfied in their relations. There are issues between father and son, spouses, mother and daughter, father and daughter, siblings, friends even. How can one be devoid of stress, even at home with family or friends? Isn't there stress in Toastmasters? Awards, levels, speeches, evaluations. And many people take stress of contest as well, isn't it? People are running behind a lot of things like this. For over 300 plus clubs I have visited, there are issues, challenges, and situations even in Toastmasters. This place is also not less stressful. If you think otherwise, talk to your ExCom members, especially those who contribute fully are completely stressed. Another aspect I want to bring here is from my age of 16 till I was about 53, I have worked nearly 18 hours each day. Irrespective of where you are physically, there is no end to work. Work never ends. It could be physical for many people, and it could be only mental for many people. And there are so many people who have physical and mental work in different proportions. So work never ends. So in my opinion, what you need beyond just work-life balance is work-life support. That's why I don't prescribe to work-life balance fully. That support is missing in most of the places as per my experience. Run away from work, you have no support at home. Run away from work and home, and you come to Toastmasters, sometimes you don't get support from your mentors or clubs or ExCom, and you lose your balance, isn't it? You get stressed. Even in the meeting today, maybe some people are sitting here stressed. Haven't you all felt less burdened, better eased, and relaxed when you have support? Doesn't it leave a better memory for yourself when you accomplish or you achieve something big together? That's why you have seen me raise my hands many times when people need support. I was fortunate that I was well supported by design in many of the organizations I have worked, or I have got support when I have extended my hand. And God has not been very kind to me many times. I have my share of troubles. But there are many times that I wished I had support. That's why, in my experience, you feel blissed out, joyful, and you're de-stressed when you have support. It's not just about work-life balance. It is about work-life support and then the balance. That has been my experience and the benefits. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. Yes, actually, today also I felt some support with our Toastmaster of the day, Karthik, because I had a power issue. I couldn't join 7 o'clock, but I anyhow managed. Yeah, that's the support I got, and I was relieved. Thank you for the point. Then, distinguished Toastmaster Usha U, what is your idea about this balancing work, personal life, and participation in Toastmasters, and your benefits? What did you get and all?
Thank you, Sudharma. Am I audible?
Yes, you're
Yeah.
audible.
The problem is, yesterday I flew down from Bangalore to Pune. And all through Navratri, I was in Bangalore, and I have this tradition. I follow this tradition of fasting for 9 days. But this year it was for 8 days I did, because by the time it came to the 8th day, I was not feeling well. I have 2 grandchildren there and taking care of them and managing the whole thing there with my daughter and son-in-law and all. It took a toll on me. I had a fever, cold and cough and all that. And even yesterday when I drove into the airport, I was okay until the time I reached the check-in counter. I checked in my baggage, went to security, did my security. After that, I lost control on myself. I started feeling giddy. Again, DTM Nagesh just said support. I never had support there. I was just waiting for some place where I could just lie down. I just wanted to lie down. I prayed to God that, why don't you cancel today's flight? I was in that situation. I don't know how I went to the boarding gate. I reached there, but maybe I had God's hand on my head, or my karma came to my support. I reached the gate. I waited there, all the while my head going dizzy. And when they started boarding, I called a young boy. I said, can you call the Indigo staff and request for a wheelchair? Again, there was support. So when you ask of work-life balance, when I joined Toastmasters, I was 45 years old. My children, one was in college, one was married. And I was able to manage that balance in terms of managing my home, managing my work life. And I had a very, very, very tough work life. I was working as the executive secretary for the CFO of a multinational company in Dubai, along with handling the financial side of my directors. So it was not an easy job at all. And I had to switch on and switch off. The moment I left my my office, I switched off my work life. And then I thought of my home. I had to visualize what was there in the refrigerator at home, the vegetables, and see, that's what a lady has to do. And then I had to move to my home life. Once I left home in the morning, I switched off from my work life, home life. I never had anything to worry about at home. So for me, that worked wonderfully, and I understood its importance when I joined Toastmasters. When I would enter a Toastmasters meeting, my home life, work life, everything was switched off, and I was fully focused on Toastmasters. It's only when you get into a particular program, that is home, office, and Toastmasters, only for me, I believe, only when you focus in and out is when you can focus on something very, very, I think 100%, you can give your 100%. Otherwise, imagine you're sitting at a Toastmasters meeting and they've told you to switch off your phones. There are calls coming. Somebody, we don't know who is that person. We switch it off. Again, that person calls 3 times, 4 times, then you feel it is important. You need to get up, go out, take the call. And then when you hear that person saying, oh, I just wanted to say hi to you. Oh God, can you believe it? So effective that I used to switch off my phone. Whatever important calls are there, if there will be missed calls, I will take care of it after the meeting. So for me, it became very important. After joining Toastmasters, I realized that every role in Toastmasters, starting from the Sergeant at Arms, to the Toastmaster of the Day, to the counter, to the grammarian, language evaluator, how important are those? Extremely important. What if the counter or the timer, for that matter, if the timer was focusing on something else, reading his WhatsApp messages, time is just gone because he's not focused. So for me, all these things mattered even more after I joined Toastmasters. Today, at this time, I'm sitting here only because of the support that I have in my home, my husband. 100% support. I only know how I came home. After that, I don't know what happened to me. And today morning, I woke up fresh. That I had fever. And this is my commitment. I committed to your request, Sudharma, when I was really very good. My health was okay. And I said, no, I cannot let you down. I must attend it because this is very, very important for me. How long does it take me to send you a WhatsApp message and say, Sudharma, I'm out, I'm not here? It won't take me time. But I have gone through such situations when somebody has, I won't say let me down, have given up. So for me, it's very, very important. And I think I justified in these 3 roles very well throughout my journey of 20 years. So whatever role you take up, apart from Toastmasters, your work life, your home life, it must matter to you 100%. You can't say, I'll put 50% here, 50% here. No. And ensure that you have backup support at home also. It's important. I think that's where I'd like to end. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Usha. Actually, I was also doing like that. When I'm going to church, I am switching off my phone. When I'm going to yoga class, I am switching off my phone. When I am doing something in Toastmasters, I ask my parents and all, don't call me after 9:30, please call me. Then they also gave me support. They didn't criticize me. I am totally agree with you, and I got same example. Thank you for sharing your life experience.
Maybe DTM Nagesh may have not faced this problem, at least where yeah. So
he has supportive environment, I think. That's why. Then Toastmaster Zahra, what is your experience in work-life balance? You are a busy person, I know, engineering work, and Sunday also you have to work. Weekend also you have to work sometimes. What is your experience? How did you balance, and what is the benefit you got?
Well, I think Toastmasters Dharma, sometimes we are all human. And when it comes to work-life balance, we strive to achieve it. And I have very good experience today as well, because let me tell this to the Gabbys. Usually I can't say no when a Toastmaster asks for something from me. I can't do that. I might say no to other things, but when a Toastmaster requests and asks me to appear somewhere, it's very difficult for me to say no. And as a result, I sometimes Toastmaster Sudharma has advised me how to tackle this situation previously as well. But sometimes I tend to mix up dates and times. And the thing that the funny thing is, it happened today as well. So 1 hour ago, I was frantically calling here and there, and I somehow managed to have a friend help me out in another meeting where I was supposed to be the general evaluator. So on one hand, I think yes, I need some areas where I as a human I make errors still and I need to improve. And on the other hand, as a result of not saying no to Toastmasters, I always have a friend somewhere. Somehow I will get a friend to help me out of these situations where I get myself into very often. And as you all know, I knew that this project is very important to Toastmasters Dharma, and I knew that somehow I had to come here. So I gave the priority to this project. So it's always like that. You have to prioritize where you have to be, where you can send someone else on your behalf or delegate it to someone else. So that is again comes to prioritizing work-life balance. So sometimes you might have to prioritize your family, your relationships, personal relationships over work. And at other times when it's like when you can decide whether foregoing or dropping some personal event is really important for the work. For example, last Saturday, I had a speechcraft awareness session organized. And on the same day, I could not avoid, but I had to be at a place where it's around 180 kilometers away from Kurunegala, my hometown, for work. Because it was a construction work that we had completed, a tower line, 33 kilovoltage tower line from Chetana to Ganewalpala, nearly 7 kilometers. And we had to do the final works and energize the line on the same day. So I stayed there at the field. I'm a site engineer, so I have to stay there while managing the warehouse as well. I'm a site engineer also. So I stayed there at the site. And at 2 o'clock, I had my friends, my colleagues, and I told them, now major part is done. So can you please tackle over the final parts, like when it's the energization, and then you have to check the voltages and make sure the phases are in balance and in phase, all those sort of things. So it's electrical engineering. So I asked my friend whether you can help me out because I have to be at a meeting at 4 p.m. For an online awareness session. And because we are doing this construction, we had taken an interruption. Like we have cut off the power supply in Kakira, that particular area. So I can't do that there as well. So I asked my friend whether he can help me out, and he said okay. Because obviously I also help them out when they're in tough situations, when they have family problems and when their parents are not well. I volunteer and help them out and sometimes cover up for their duty. So he said okay. So I traveled to another location called Dambul area office. And there the area engineer, he over the phone, I just informed him I have a meeting to attend and I need a good setup, like an office setup and a good internet connection, and I will bring my laptop. Can you please arrange it? So it was a Saturday, not a working day as well, but he had called his subordinates and arranged the place. And when I went there, they gave me lunch, they gave me water to drink, and in between they brought me coffee. So all kind of support that I got on that day. So I think basically it's number one, it's like, prioritizing what you have to do and what you can drop or what you can ask your friends to help you. And also it's helping and supporting others. Sometimes that comes back to you like a boomerang. Life is like that. When you help someone, maybe that same person won't help you, but some way, somehow, someone will come and help you. So that's what I believe. And I never say no to Toastmasters. When a Toastmaster asks me help, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm giving more importance to Toastmasters, but that's because I found really good friends. And sometimes when it comes to work, it's very much like very professional and very time-oriented, target-oriented. But when it comes to Toastmasters, it's more like relationship-oriented. And when you go to a Toastmasters meeting, even today, when I had a very busy day, but I came home and at 6:45 I logged, I think, Toastmaster Chetana so, and I felt relaxed. I felt like, I'm with my family. It's a family at home and it's family online with Toastmasters. So I felt relaxed. So I think it's the thing that you love to do. So when you do something you love to do, you don't feel stressed. You somehow find a way to do it, strike the balance. So that's what I feel like about work-life balancing. As you all know, you might not know, but I'm a single mother as well, and I have my parents supporting me all the way. So whatever I do, they support me a lot, and they know that whatever I do is also like I don't do meaningless or purposeless things. Always I try to do something with purpose for the benefit of maybe a greater purpose. Maybe it's helping someone as well. Sometimes I go out of my way to help people. People who know me know that I go out of my way because I get a sort of happiness out of that. So even at work, if you do it with love and you feel that you are satisfied with what you do, it won't feel stressful for you as well. So again, find a balance and prioritize and support and get support, like two ways.
Yes, Zahra, I am totally agreeing with you because I also got that support from you and Toastmasters and my friends all. When we are supporting someone, we will get the support in other way, not that person. Actually, yeah, balancing work and Toastmasters with support of others, it is a great thing and we can manage it. Thank you for the advice. Now, with the limitations of time, I like to go one round for final questions because we have to go to Q&A session also. My last questions, please advise, how we are effectively managing commitment between work, Toastmaster and personal life to our guests and Toastmasters. How we should do our commitments. Please advise. Give some 1 minute advice to our Toastmasters and guests, please. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh, please.
Okay. I again ask you, or I would say I'll ask all of you, what is your goal? At work, at personal life, and also at Toastmasters. If you have a clarity in the goals related to your work, finances, relationships, family, health, have one in Toastmasters as well. Are you in Toastmasters to give speeches or you want to get better than what you were yesterday? Think about this. Secondly, I often pause and ask myself very diligently, what is currently giving me stress? What is causing me dissatisfaction? How are they impacting my personal life? What am I prioritizing or what am I sacrificing? And in all this, what is getting lost? Is that loss precious to me? Only after you take this kind of mental pause, acknowledging all these factors, you will be able to tackle them. Very important for your work-life balance. See, a lot of people volunteer at religious places. A lot of people go to NGOs. You must have seen people going for cleaning drives, religious discourses. Some attend motivational talks, do yoga, go for a long drive. I go walking alone. Sometimes people sit idle in the park. These are all me time of people, isn't it? Away from work, family, or even Toastmasters. So I would say decide your me time. Where is your mojo lying? What gives you satisfaction? To what levels of satisfaction would you want? Answer these questions that I just now asked. This will help you set boundaries for your term, for yourself. It could be in terms of time, cost, or even emotional investment that you do. Here as well, in Toastmasters, you are investing emotionally as well. So I would say two things. One is ask yourself, what is that is giving you stress and dissatisfaction? and then decide where should your investment be? Cost, time, or emotion? These two questions. With these, I leave it back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. Yeah, we should have me time and all, we should have goals. I agree, and I think our Toastmasters also agree with you. Then, distinguished Toastmaster Usha, can you give a 1 minute advice because of less time we have? What is your advice for our Toastmasters? How to do our works, and what are the boundaries we should put?
I think DTM Nagesh has very beautifully summed it up. I would like to add to that by saying prioritize. Do you think you're joining Toastmasters at the right time of your life? Do you think you have something much more stressful or more work? Your work requires you to give it more time, and you are joining Toastmasters just because somebody has gone there and you really like it. But if you don't have the time, because once you join Toastmasters, you must be mentally free of stress. You will never be able to enjoy Toastmasters otherwise. You want to enjoy Toastmasters? Come with a free, open mind. There is nothing like age bar here. Like I'm 65 and I'm sure so many here are half my age. But if I want to enjoy, this is the place. Where else? Where can I go? My daughters will say, no, ma, you stay at home. But Toastmasters, they accept you how you are. Nobody judges you. You may be the worst orator, but you have still taken the courage to join the club, to participate in the activities, and to enjoy yourself. Whether you give a speech, you deliver a speech, you don't, you just come and attend a Toastmasters meeting and you will realize what it gives you in life. I became a better person after joining Toastmasters. I learned to prioritize my life. That's what happens to me. Thank you.
Mr. Toastmaster Usha, yes, I am also enjoying this Gabbys meeting and my Sunday Live meeting also. That's why I am dedicating my time more and more to these speeches and all. Otherwise, it will be boring. Yeah, that's the facts. Thank you. And Toastmaster Zahra, please give advice of 1 minute.
Yes, the hard way which I learned, and I will take the advice of Toastmaster Sudharma. Have a planner. So keep a planner with you, more than the phone, like have it physically somewhere like a diary or something, because you will mess up like me. And finally, just remember why you do what you do. Why? Start with why, like the author Simon Sinek says why. So if you are what you are doing is really having a great value for yourself and others, then you can prioritize around that task, and you can always find ways to ask friends to help you. So ask for help as well. Don't try to do everything yourself. When there is a possibility to get help, ask for help and get that help, and always help others as well. So that's what I would like to say. Plan, have a planner, physical planner, and do it with purpose, something that is useful, and always help and get help, both ways.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Yes, we should get support and combine and balance our work, life, and Toastmasters. Now we have our Q&A session. I can allow 3 persons to ask questions. Toastmasters, would you like to ask questions from our distinguished Toastmasters and Toastmaster Zahra? Well experienced, our panelist. Do you have any questions? No one has any questions. They have already got the answers, I think.
I have a question.
Yes, I can see. Okay.
Joane here, Toastmaster
Yes,
Joane.
Toastmaster Joane. Yeah.
So Can the distinguished Toastmasters and Toastmaster Zahra, anyone take up this question? How to say no? Because one of the beautiful things of Toastmasters is the ample amount of opportunities, and I love these opportunities, but the stress happens because I don't know how to say no to people. So, what is your experience in this regard? Like, do you guys say no, or do you guys always say yes? And how do you do it? Please kindly enlighten.
Toastmaster Joane, I'd like to ask, just take it up. If anybody else also would like to take it, I don't mind. But for me, like you, all of us have gone through this situation. All of us have taken up a role, and in that moment, you really have got something more important. What you need, what this is for everybody. What we need to know is first, brings a substitute in your place. See that you have someone else who can take up this role, and then inform the Toastmaster of the day. Otherwise, the Toastmaster of the day suffers a shock. So for me, I first look out for substitutes. Someone who will be able to take up that role with utmost sincerity. And then call the TMOD and say, here is the substitute. Because I am unable to attend to that role today, here, I'm giving you someone here. That's the only way you can say no to someone. Because it's neither a no nor a yes. It's not that you're putting someone into trouble, but you are doing both the things. You are not doing the role and giving helping the Toastmaster of the day too. I hope I've answered your question, Joane.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think Toastmaster Fasal has some questions I saw earlier. Toastmaster Fasal.
You mean me? Feroz? Toastmaster Feroz?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have a question to, I think, DTM Nagesh, is that his name? Okay. Well, I listened to your presentation or your talk. I wanted to ask you that, you have so many things to do in life, and also you choose to become a Toastmaster. But yeah, the other speaker talked about prioritizing your things. But having done that, and then you're confronted with a situation where you have to say a no, and then there was a suggestion that you find an alternative. Suppose you do all that, but still in the process, you are not able to provide an alternative because there's no time. Another thing is that you have something else to do, which is more important. Then at that point, how do you say no? And how can you do it gracefully? What do you do in such a situation?
Okay, very tricky question because I've never come across a situation where I have taken up a role and I have to say no. I think once or twice I might have said no, but I decide if I have to say yes or no beforehand. Unless it is an emergency, I generally don't say no. Now, here is the situation. Prioritizing on one side, saying no on the other side. What is that regret that you would have if you have to say no? Or ask yourself, what is the regret that you would have if you still continue despite your situations? Which regret is better or bigger? Based on that, I think you will have to continue whether yes or no. It is the prioritization versus regret.
Yeah,
My answer.
you mean to suggest that you have to make a choice in that case?
Yes, you will have to make a choice. Now, regret can be, did I miss an opportunity to take the role? Did I miss an opportunity to help somebody on a situation? Or did I miss an opportunity to be in the situation that I am in where I am required? Or did I miss an opportunity on anything else? Opportunity regret versus prioritization. I would go in that route.
Okay. Very
It's
good.
it's also an opportunity of lost relationship, isn't it?
Yes.
Either in Toastmaster that you have said no and antagonized somebody, or in your situation, you were not there when you were required, there the relationship is sold. So which weighs more? Prioritize. And look at which regret is bigger or lower.
Yes, I think
By
what you said is make a choice, but what I was thinking actually alluding to is that suppose you do decide to have a choice, keeping all that in mind, as a Toastmaster, what is it that you learn in Toastmasters so that you can make the choice and say no in such a manner that you do not hurt the person, and at the same time you do it in a polite manner that it does not affect your relationship with the other Toastmaster.
Toastmaster
Can
Feroz.
I?
Please, Zahra, go ahead.
So this is one technique that you can use. Like, don't say yes or no at once. You can tell them, I'm not sure about my schedule. Can I come back to you after checking? So that way you will get some time to ponder, like, do you have any other tasks that is more important than this? Or do you really, are you really going to do that? So you get some time to check that, and then you also can think of a good reply, a nice reply that you can give to them after calling back. So that's one technique you can use.
Okay, good. So I think it's very important.
I think you have got.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have
thank
the
you for
answers.
asking.
I have the answers. Thank you very much, all the speakers.
Thank you.
For that.
Thank you. And as a summary, I will tell you what I got here. Our panel discussion. We have to prioritize our work. We have to switch on, switch off our personal life and private life, Toastmaster life. We have to give more focus, as well as we have to help others. We should not hurt others. We have to use technically and what should do like Toastmaster Zahra told. We have to make sure I will check my schedule. I was also experiencing that kind of messages, and I got the role takers after that. That's a great experience. And we have to set a goals in Toastmasters and personal life, like distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh. So we have to prioritize, we have to keep our me time and enjoy our work, personal life, as well as Toastmasters. Thank you, dear distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh, distinguished Toastmaster Usha, and Toastmaster Zahra, coming all the way by dedicating your time with a lot of the struggles. Distinguished Toastmaster Usha, you are not well also, but you didn't drop out and gave me my pleasure. Thank you very much. And distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh and Toastmaster Zahra, thank you all and have a nice day. I hope you got the answers, my dear Toastmasters and guests. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudharma, for that informative panel discussion and letting us know more about it. And I did gain a lot of knowledge with your panel discussion. So give a big round of applause to our panel moderator, to our panelists. So now let's move on to evaluations. So now I'll just remove the spotlight. Just give me a second. So I would like to call upon our first evaluator, that is Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta. So Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta is a VPPR of both Gabbys Toastmasters Club and Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. He is Distinguished Toastmaster who has achieved 2 awards, 3 triple crowns, and completed 10 paths. So now I call upon Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta to evaluate his designated speaker, Toastmaster Gihan. Toastmaster Sourav, are you there? Okay. Toastmaster Akshay, are you there? I think Toastmaster Sourav will join late. Okay. Toastmaster Chetana, are you there?
Yeah, Karthik.
Yes, sure. So we'll be moving on with Toastmaster Chetana, evaluating Toastmaster Bindhu. So Toastmaster Chetana has over 15 years of experience in the education sector as a career strategist and a counselor. She has her professional life assisting people in achieving their objectives by offering knowledgeable career direction and support. She is a certified career coach and DMIT expert. So over to you, Toastmaster Chetana, to evaluate Toastmaster Bindhu. Could I please request you to come on camera if possible?
Is it okay today if I can share the evaluation without camera?
Okay, that's fine. So Toastmaster
Okay.
Bindhu, are you there? So I'll just spotlight you, Toastmaster Bindhu. Okay, so Toastmaster Chetana, you can go ahead with your evaluation. So Toastmaster Bindhu will see the recording. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So Toastmaster Bindhu, if you're there, so it was majorly with respect to the leadership style, and the things which I really loved about you, Bindhu, is the way you articulate and the pace which you were sharing about it. So like I felt that the way when you started, it was more of a like conversation sort of thing. I'm not a leader. I'm not going to tell about the leadership styles. So that grabbed everybody's attention for initially when you started. So as you started, like I'm not the king, I'm the kingmaker. So that was like a wonderful thing which I liked uh, about the speeches, about this particular speech. And coming to the point, like where you were supposed to share about your leadership style in this speech. So you had spread across each the incidents which you shared from beginning till the end. So which showcased your coaching leadership style. So initially, as you were telling, the primary leadership style was coaching, and I think two things which I emphasized majorly in this speech was more of the coaching style and also your analytical skills. So everywhere, whenever you are sharing the data, it was more with the data points and the percentage. So your analysis part was showcased there, and also with respect to the coaching part, I think when you the roles which you handle, principal investigator and also as a professor, how your coaching style was imbibed in every bit of it. So you are actually, bang on to the purpose of the speech. Actually, you were very neatly, very nicely you have spread across the style which you have and executed it. And over the areas of improvement, I couldn't find anything. The things again which I have to summarize is the pace and your articulation, and also the incidences, the examples which you showcased about where it showcased more of coaching style and your analytical style was very well. And I also like all the message, the conclusion part where there was pauses, and when you told I'm not a leader, again you emphasize that okay, you're not a leader, but it's not necessarily that everybody has to hone certain leadership. So wherever you are, try to be the person. But that was a very powerful message, Bindhu, that which I liked. So all the best, Bindhu, and over to you, Karthik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetana, for that evaluation. Give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Chetana. So, can I have Toastmaster Joane Joseph to pass on her evaluation? So, is your evaluation ready, Toastmaster Joane?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, fine, right.
Okay.
Can I have Sudharma also on the virtual stage, please?
Yes, she is.
Hi, Sudharma. First of all, congratulations for becoming a panel discussion moderator. I loved it, and I'll tell you why. First thing I loved is the topic itself. The topic is so relevant to the audience right now. You nailed it by choosing the topic work-life balance and Toastmasters. And for any panel discussion, the first and the most important thing is the topic and its connection to the audience. Completely 100% nailed it. It doesn't matter whether you are interested or not. You are a Toastmaster or a guest in this meeting, you will listen to the speakers and panelists. That's obvious. So I love the topic. Second, I loved your choice of panelists. You brought in 2 distinguished Toastmasters. You brought in a non-distinguished Toastmaster. You brought in females as well as male. That gender ratio also you maintain. And because of that, you know, we got the aspect of how it's difficult and different for females as compared to males. So that gender ratio also you maintain. And I love that fact. People don't think about it, but that's also important. And that was evident in the discussion that happened. So I loved the choice of your panelists. Very good choice. And the third thing that I love was the summary. In the end, even though you saw the red card, it's very important that you summarize the message, the learnings that throughout the discussion we got, and I loved it, right? So overall, I loved your whole panel discussion. I was glued to the screen. Now, some areas of improvement, just to take it to the next level. Okay. And the first thing I noticed was you didn't greet the panelists and you didn't allow them the chance to greet the audience. You directly started with the question, right? In a panel discussion, you have to remember it's not an interview, it's a discussion. So you have to set that tone where the panelists are also very chill. They are also like, they know each other. So when you introduce the panelist number 1, Nagesh sir, you give him introduction. Good evening, sir. How are you? How do you feel? Give him 30 seconds to just say hi, hello. Then you introduce the panelist, second panelist. Give her 30 seconds. Then you introduce. So that greeting is very important, right? Because that sets a tone for the discussion. So that greeting was missing. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you have to, when you go into a panel discussion, you have to think, what is the style of discussion that I'm aiming for? Like, for example, there are styles like presentation. There is a style called just Q&A. There's a style called initial remarks. Okay, so yours felt like an initial remark where you took the topic, directly asked the panelists to give their opinion or their thoughts on that topic, right? And that was good, fine. But I felt if you could have given this question beforehand to the panelists, they would have been ready, better ready, right? Because that's how this style works. You beforehand tell the panelists that this is what I'm going to ask. I don't know whether you did that. Did you send the questions to the panelists? You did. Yes. Okay, then fantastic. Then fantastic. That's fine. Then the second point in that initial remark style is once they give their remarks, you need to give a lot of time to the audience to ask questions, right? You need to give that time to the audience to ask questions. So that Q&A was missing. Both the questions were on just one topic, how to say no. Initially, let them give their remarks, then give more time to the audience, because here the discussion is not happening. They are just giving remarks, which was wonderful, by the way. I loved it. But give audience time so that they can ask questions. And the third thing I'll tell you is, you have to understand, a moderator is not just there to host. A moderator is like a leader and a guide. Okay, so you have to lead the panel discussion. Don't be scared when somebody is going off topic to cut off them and stop them. And how do you do that? You use cut-off phrases. I've spoken about this beforehand also. You have phrases like, thank you so much. That was a very interesting point. You can say, DTM, Usha, let me come back to you. And let me take this point to Toastmaster Zahra. Cut-off phrases. And if you are scared that you are bringing very respectful people into the audience and you are scared that you don't want to cut them off directly, you know what is the trick? You can message them beforehand. Madam, sir, these are some of the cut-off phrases I may use during the discussion. You can do that very respectfully. These are some of the phrases I may use in the discussion when I feel like I need to take it back on. Very good trick to use, especially when you bring senior members and respected people into the discussion. So don't be scared to use cut-off phrases. I felt that cut-off phrases was missing. If you could have used those and brought it back to point when a little bit they were going off topic, then you would have had more time for the Q&A. So overall, I'll tell you, I loved it. Your topic selection was excellent. Panelist selection was excellent. Summary was very important. You could have gone a little slow on the summary so that people could write it down, the lessons that we learned, but excellent. You can work on greeting the panelists and setting the tone. You know, it's a discussion, not an interview. So let them be happy and chilled in that area. Second thing is, what is the style of the discussion? Set on that and give more time for the audience to ask Q&A. And third, be the leader. Don't be afraid to cut them off and plan ahead. If you have senior members, just go back and message them and tell them this is how I'm going to use the cutoff races. Overall, but fantastic, excellent. Thank you so much. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joane, for that pertinent evaluation. Give a big round of applause to both to the panel moderator and as well as the evaluator. Thank you. Now let's move on to our next evaluation. Let me remove the spotlight. Okay, so the next, so now let me call upon distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Datta to evaluate Toastmaster Gihan.
Thank you so much. Can we have the speaker on spotlight? Thank you so much. So Gihan, whenever someone attempts this particular project about using a presentation software and they use a PPT, the first question I ask myself is that, could this presentation or this speech be done without the PPT? And I must say that this particular presentation or the speech that you did today, that couldn't have been done without the PPT. I think the PPT was a very essential part of the presentation, and that is the first and the most important thing. Because this project presentation in this project is kind of the guidelines are given and all that, right? So people assume that I will have to, whatever presentation I do, I will have to use the PPT. That was not in your case. You had very clearly this thought in your head that this particular presentation can be done only if I use a particular PPT. So great job there. Your slides were neat. The transitions were smooth. Slides had minimal text, pictures, visuals. So it was not as if you're reading from the slides. You told a story, the headings were there, so full points on that. As far as the project objective is concerned, I think you have met all of that. Now, how could you have made this better? So, the first thing, what I found missing in this particular presentation is anything around the challenges, anything around what you had to invest in terms of, kind of providing the treatment, what kind of support system you got, how did you put a team together? I know you're an engineer, so obviously you were not doing the treatment. You had to get a team of veterinary doctors and surgeons. How did you put the team together? How challenging was that? What kind of a support you got in terms of fundraising, in terms of medical facilities? How easy or difficult it was? None of those things came out in your presentation, and I was earnestly looking for that. The second thing, the second recommendation is, I think you had too many case studies. You can reduce it to possibly to maybe talk about one cattle story, one dog story, and just talk a little bit more about that. How did the cattle face the accident? What happened? When did the distress happen? Was it in the middle of the night? Was it in early morning? Was it in odd hours? Who reported? What happened next? And maybe have a small video of the cattle jumping around or the puppy jumping around to give that feeling to us that, all is well and we feel good about it. We feel better about the initiative you took. Finally, the title of the presentation, try to make it a little bit more catchy. Instead of saying that let they be treated, you could probably think of something like, say, a cow and a puppy story. Something like this, which keeps us wondering, what are you going to talk about? But I must thank you, the presentation aside, the project aside, I must thank you that you brought this up. It was very important for us to have this discussion, and you chose this forum for that, because we are continuously struggling with this problem across the world, where humans and other animals are always at a conflict. At this point of time, you coming in and giving us this message, let's be there for each other. I think that was wonderful, Gihan. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing it with some visually appealing slides. And thank you for having a wonderful message out there. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav, for that lovely evaluation. Give a big round of applause to both speaker and evaluator. Now let me move on with our next evaluator. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, are you there in meeting to evaluate? Okay. So I think two evaluators are left. That is Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy and as well. Okay, Akshay is back. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Akshay. So now let me call upon Toastmaster Akshay for evaluating Toastmaster Sanjana. So he is a distinguished Toastmaster who has over 4 years of active membership experience. He has held various club officer roles, mentored and sponsored clubs, and been a part of corporate, community, and online clubs. Professionally, he works as a data engineer at IDFC. In his free time, Akshay enjoys poetry, cycling, solving Rubik's Cube, and collaborating with Toastmasters worldwide. So, Toastmaster Akshay, I hand over the stage to you to evaluate your designated speaker, that is Toastmasters Sanjana. I'll add a spotlight.
Good evening to each and every one of you. The gnawing beast speaker, Sanjana, who delivered such a compelling and inspiring journey of self-transformation. It was her path which was persuasive influence, and I will say kudos to you for persuading and influencing my perspective that Toastmasters is the platform which can transform me or transform an individual. Let me highlight the areas which I really loved about your speech. First, the influencer style which you used by nailing it throughout your speech. You ensured that I believe from your story that yes, Toastmasters is a place which can turn a pressure cooker or an enthusiastic speaker into a much balanced speaker for the audience. Kudos to you. The second element which I loved was the personalized reflection. Throughout the speech, you had your personal anecdotes, and it was personalized in a way in which you added your own humor and anecdotes. It was the solutions by your mentor which you implemented on the challenges which you discovered and finally overcame those obstacles to emerge as a transform you. So kudos to you, Owen. The third thing, the balanced content. As in I say, various elements of path such as the path name, the project's name, the members involved, all things were highlighted, which indeed formed a complete reflection of your journey. Now, Sanjana, let me share the areas which I felt you can work upon or take it to a next level in your next challenge. The very first one, be aware of your environment. I felt at certain times you were distracted. Since your energy is high, right? Your energy enthralls or grabs the attention, but any such small distractions make it a huge impact or a huge ripple. One such distraction was the time when you tried to fix up your camera. At that time, that distraction I could notice and it impacted my concentration. Second, explicitly cue your content. What I feel that though you had the transitions and you named the project, since I am a Toastmaster and a long one, since long years in Toastmaster, I can understand the projects, the names. But what for others? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, the transition was missing. You can explicitly cue them in your speech. The third point, provide a call of action. Now I'm sure your speech was persuasive, it was influensive, it influenced my perspective and made me believe in the Toastmasters platform. What next? Should I act or should I not act? Whether it is the reason that I should give continuous speeches or I should listen to my mentor or I should try to explore the gnawed beast within me and explore on this platform. What should I do? That specific call of action was missing. So Sanjana, one thing I will say that your overall speech was good one for reflection. You delivered a persuasive, personalized, and balanced speech that influenced my perspective and confirmed that the power of Toastmasters is indeed something which you can believe in because it has transformed Sanjana. So it will transform me. But highlighting the few minor recommendations, which is being aware, as when the energy high, any small distraction is a huge ripple in the water. Second, explicitly cue your content and then provide a call of action which is specific. We have two purposes in the speech, which is general and specific purpose. So focus on the specific purpose. I'm sure the next time when you are delivering your speeches and move on to the next challenge, I'm sure the gnawing beast, Sanjana, as a speaker, will really enthrall their audience. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Akshay, and thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana. Congratulations for your pathbreaker speech. Give a big round of applause to both speaker and evaluator. So we are left with only one evaluation, and that is Toastmaster Upasana's evaluation. So distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, are you there in meeting? I mean, are you right now? Would you be able to give the evaluation? Okay, so what we can do is right now, so distinguished Toastmaster Nancy has some emergency work, so that's why she is not able to give her evaluation right now. By then, what we can do is I'll just talk with some of our guests to pass on their feedback to us. How did they feel about this meeting? So let me call upon who else is in the meeting. Yeah, Toastmaster Zahra. So how did you feel about this meeting? I mean, I did really enjoy your panel discussion, though. I'm just asking you. Toastmaster Zahra. You there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, can you repeat the question, please?
How did you experience this meeting?
Yes, as always, I enjoy the Gabbys meetings because there's a lot to learn. And the fact that I like most is that you give most of the evaluators, they give the evaluations like straightforward evaluations. They don't sugarcoat normally in other meetings we see you did a great job, everything was perfect, there's nothing to improve. But that's not true, right? There's always something that we can improve. Even a distinguished Toastmaster still makes mistakes as human. So I really like the way that all the evaluators critically, they critically observe and they critically give the evaluations on how anyone, like any speech, any project can be further improved. So that's the most interesting thing I like about Gabbys. That's why whenever I have time, although I'm busy, whenever I have time, I try to come and visit the Gabbys.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Zahra. Thanks for being a panelist at our club. So it means a lot. I mean, thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you. So now, do we have any other guests in our meeting? Yeah, Toastmaster Feroz. Are you there in the meeting, Toastmaster Feroz? Yeah. So Toastmaster Feroz, I would like to know your feedback about our meeting. You're on mute, Toastmaster Feroz.
Okay. Yeah. I found your meeting quite interesting because it had a lot of variety. The panel discussion particularly was quite illuminating, and the points presented by the three speakers there and also the moderator, pretty well done. Their evaluator also did point out some suggestions for improvement. I think the evaluation was very good. Even the evaluation by DTM Sankhya was good because he suggested specific areas for improvement, and he was very encouraging to the speaker. So I think the temperament and the feeling conveyed to the speaker was very good, and that's a very good style. So overall, I think that your club has these good qualities that others can emulate in their respective clubs, and it was quite interesting to attend your meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Feroz, for that feedback. Thank you so much for joining us. So hope to see you in our next meetings. So now let me call upon our next evaluator, that is Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy. So Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy is working as a senior data analyst, and Toastmaster Nancy is certified image consultant and personal branding coach. She is the Vice President Education of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. So Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy will be evaluating Toastmaster Upasana. So over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Toastmaster Upasana, Childhood Races. The moment I heard about the speech title, I was just wondering that there is going to be a lot of memories that you're going to share with us, and we will be reminiscing all about what we used to do during our childhood days. You didn't disappoint me at all. You started talking about our childhood days, the races that we used to have, and how we used to get up during those days. You had quite an engaging opening where you already asked us this question: have you ever participated in a race during your childhood days? Did you get up? So that kind of opening was something that engaged the entire audience. You talked about your personal stories, how you used to be, how it turned out to be later. You had a message in this entire experience that you shared with us. A message that it's not about the destination always, it's more about the journey, how we have grown up to be more complex individuals. I think the beauty is in the simplicity. So you had that message sprinkled out in all the different pieces of your entire speech. That's what I love the most about your speech here. One more thing that I totally loved was the passion. The passion that you had, the passion with which you spoke. Now, coming to a few things that could have taken your speech to a different level. First thing, when you started off with questions, I was waiting for you to take a pause. You did take a pause. But that pause needed to be longer enough so that everyone else can respond to that one. Yes, no. You said, I'm sure you all have experiences. What if someone didn't? Let people respond, and then you can say, you can probably tweak your words and say, some of you did, some of you would have seen others doing it. That way, you are engaging the audience even more. Although you are already hitting our memories, though it was a question, you could have taken a pause. Second thing I felt in your speech was you had message sprinkled out. However, there was not a prominent takeaway. The moment you started with this story from your childhood, followed by your adulthood part, I knew that this message is coming up. But how did you deal with that? How did you deal with the complexity, or how we as individuals can deal with complexity to make it more simpler? That is something I was looking for as a takeaway. Message is something that I already know, but takeaway is something that I wanted to take back with me so that I can improve further. It's not the same thing that I'm hearing that this is the message, but something that I want to improve further on. So these are the only two things I felt. Appropriate pauses right after the question, so that you can engage the audience, and along with the message, a takeaway for the audience, so that people know that this is what we can do to make it better, because Upasana has done that in the past, or she's doing it right now. Apart from that, you did a wonderful job in bringing out the passion through your speech, and I want to look forward to much more passion and energy in your speeches just like this. All the best for your upcoming speeches. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, for that pertinent evaluation, and thank you, Upasana, for that amazing speech. So give a big round of applause to both our evaluator and as well as our speaker. So that was all about today's meeting. Now, okay, let me add on to my, okay. So timer. So Toastmaster Sandeep, could you please let us know the timer report? So today will not be having a polling for speakers because we had a pathbreaker speech. Toastmaster Sandeep, could you please share your timer report to us? Thank you.
Hi, sorry. Trust everyone can see the report.
Yes.
In summary, all the speakers and evaluators, but for one, were well within the time limits.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep, for this report. Now, I would like to. Okay, we already have taken the feedback from guests. So just a minute. Okay, can you please stop sharing this, Toastmaster Sandeep?
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I could still see your report. Just yeah, okay, fine. It's gone now. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sandeep. So today there is an exciting offer which I'm going to offer to all evaluators, and that offer is today all evaluators are winners. Yes. So due to some technical glitch, we couldn't edit the polls. That's why I'm announcing all the evaluators are the winners. So give a big round of applause to all the evaluators. And also give a big round of applause to our speakers, and as well as a great panel discussion we had. And also thank you for all panelists and panel moderator for bringing up that such great topic and sharing the knowledge to us with the discussion you had. Thank you so much. So this was the end of our today's speech marathon. So let's see you on Saturday, that is at 10 a.m. So we do have our next meeting at 10 a.m. So come back. There are great speakers, evaluators, and we have a general evaluator as well on that day on Saturday. Hope to see you back on Saturday with great learnings. And I'm also hoping to see Saturday's meeting because I also want to learn from speakers, evaluators, and general evaluators. Thank you so much. See you back on Saturday. I'm ending the meeting.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.